Well, hey everybody, welcome back to Peeps Wax Packs, and we're going to do another edition here of Peeps Pickups. We'll take a look outside here, and it's pretty nice. Sun's coming through the blinds, and I've been looking at a new sort of card company, and it's not a new card company, but anyway, let's take a look at some cards down here. We'll spin the camera around and see what we got here. So I've been looking at this card company for a while. This card company is now defunct. And in the past couple of months, I've been picking up particular cards from their sets of the early mid-90s. And that company is Pacific Trading Card Company. Now, I've got some 1994 to start off with. 1994 Pacific Prism with an S, P-R-I-S-M, inserts to start things off. This was an insert set that you would find one per pack, actually, so it wasn't that tough. This is the Cecil Fielder. Now, Cecil Fielder, I have a soft spot for, was the first person I ever saw hit 50 home runs. Did it in 1990 and was the first person to do it since George Foster in 1977. And I was too young to remember that, so Cecil Fielder was he was a big-time star for me, especially growing up in the Midwest. The rival Detroit Tigers, who we had to contend with, the Twins, that is, had to contend with year after year, and Cecil Fielder was a force to be reckoned with, and I love Cecil Fielder. And I love those prisms. Now, Pacific was really known for, they were trying to get make a bit of an impact in the game. And you can see here's the Paul Molitor, hometown hero from St. Paul, Minnesota. Played in St. Paul in high school, and I played on the field. I didn't play for the high school he played for, but I played against that high school. Anyway, what I wanted to say is there's some stats from Paul. You can see the Spanish on the back. So, two things about Pacific. Part of their deal with the MLB license is that they would issue bilingual cards in English and Spanish to market to the Latino community, and they release these south of the border as well as in the States in the sort of more heavily populated Latino communities around the country. And so that was super cool. And they also were real innovative in terms of this kind of prism technology. Look at that right there. That's a Joe Carter Gold, so this is more rare than the others. Same set, 1994, and Joe Carter, of course, teammate of Paul Molitor. Joe Carter hits one of the biggest home runs I've ever seen on television in 1993 when he hits the walk-off to win the World Series for the back-to-back World Series champion Blue Jays. I just love Joe Carter. I love the Joe Carter Don Russ rookie card. 1984. Maybe I should bring that out one of these days. But anyway, what I'm getting at is this is a gold prism. That was a little more rare than the others you see to the left of it. And so this is all 1994 Pacific. And these were prism inserts, one per pack. We'll put Joe on a little stand here. I mean, look at the shine on that and the effect. And this is pretty cutting edge. Remember, this is 1994. And Prism had cards from 1993 as well. Maybe I'll show those in another video. I've got a few sitting at ComC right now. Here's the Tony Gwynn from 94. Not the gold, so this would have been one per pack. I think the golds were like one per box, so quite a bit different. Or maybe it was one per 12 packs or something. Maybe it was two per box, but Tony Gwynn, had to have Tony Gwynn, legend. And Tony's in his prime at this point. He's, I think this is maybe a year before he hits 394, only 6 percentage points away from a 400 season. And that's probably the closest anyone's come to a 400 season since, I'm sure of it. Here's the Ken Griffey Jr. Got to have the kid. You can see these little rainbow foil circles, and man, these look great. I mean, so great. And there's the English and Spanish on the back. I don't know if I mentioned they had an agreement when they got their license to make cards that they would, did I already say this, that they would print in English and Spanish. I just think that's super cool. So there we try to get situated over here with Joe Carter, Tony Gwynn, and the kid. So these things are a bit sensitive if you're looking for them. You know, as you know, foil surfaces are easily scratched, scuffed. So tough to find in good shape, these. There's the Dave Winfield. Now this is on to 1995. Now the 95, this was issued, these Prisms were issued, I believe these were issued as their own set. This is number 83. So like the previous ones from 94 were inserts in the regular Prism set, and this was issued as its own special pack. And I believe the packs only had like a couple cards in them. So 95 becomes actually a little more limited. You can see the patterns a little different, the font's different at the bottom, and they now feature the crown, which you see on a lot of these Pacific sets. Before it was that kind of banner, and this is when they switch over to that crown logo. Here's a Pedro Martinez for the Expos. Had to grab that one. So as you can see, well, the Dave Winfield, he's a local legend and a Hall of Famer, but mostly Hall of Famers here, or in the case of, well, there's the back of Pedro there. As you can see, still English and Spanish. The edges were very tough on these cards. Tough to, like I was saying, tough to find like super clean. So, you know, and none of these ran me too much money, by the way. They're just a little bit harder to come by. Not necessarily all that expensive, unless you find one graded in a high grade, which is kind of rare, and those do command a bit more of a premium. Here is one, so we're going to skip to 1997, and this is, I just thought this was so cool. It's a Pedro with Montreal with the acetate sort of picture window here with Pedro's portrait. So it's two pictures on the same card. And then, of course, when you flip it over, so this is the regular issue Pacific Prism from 97. You flip it over, and it just looks great. It's another two-picture face of the card, or back, I should say. So I love that Pedro. And those, so 97, this is the only 97 I have, actually. Of this acetate style, and there was parallels in that set, so you could find like platinum, and then there was a blue parallel that came out at Walmart, and I'm telling you, Pacific was cutting edge with parallels and print technology. So there you have it. Thanks for swinging by for another edition of Peeps Pickups. It's a Pacific Prism Potluck.